Good evening. Happy Monday, and welcome to Manic Mondays with Miss K on Attorney Vincent Davis's platform, where parents, surrogate parents, presumed parents, and any other parent that you are outlined in your state can come and tell their maniacal or insane story when it comes in regards to CPS and their corruption. Now, as many of you know, I am usually on every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. And I had to take a little bit of a hiatus after the last show. So I want to apologize to Mr. Davis and to my viewers. As you know, I had a guest on. She was a parent warrior, Michelle. Great mom, great person, great personality, just a mom. And because she spoke her truth on this platform, she was penalized by CPS with them removing her children illegally. Now, before I get started, I would really like to take, a moment of silence for all of our brothers and sisters who are not here, those that are sick and suffering, and the ones that are still coming back. So again, this is Manic Mondays with Miss K on Attorney Vincent Davis's platform every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. And I just want to let my viewers know, I suffer with, multiple medical issues, so I'm not feeling 100% myself, and I'm just a little, under the weather. But I still would like to honor my commitments because we have a lot of parent warriors that, still need to tell their stories, still need to pass the message, still need their voice to be heard. And, I want to let parents know if you have any CPS issues, any family law issues, reach out to the law offices of Attorney Vincent Davis. The number is below. And, the information given on this podcast is for informational purposes and educational purposes only. I am a licensed attorney, but I am not a practicing attorney to be giving legal advice. So, again, this is for educational purposes only. And if you'd like to be a guest, reach out to our producer, Grace, or at the law offices of Attorney Vincent Davis or myself. So, again, there's been a lot of things going on illegally. Most of you parents know that CPS tends to use, past history, any labels you may have, any traumas that you tried to get assistance for, or any prior services that may have had those agencies or entities within involved. Now, I may be speaking a little fast because I want to make sure, I cover the major things when it comes to our parent warriors that come on these platforms to, state the corruption, state the bias and the discrimination that they have been tolerating or been exposed to. My heart goes out to you guys because I have been living that experience for 981 days to be exact. So, every day is different depending on how I'm feeling medically, depending on if the things that CPS or the agencies within were supposed to provide and failed to honor their job duties, their title, the court orders, or basic constitutional law. We as parents, either we don't have the knowledge and we are learning as we go, or we try to stay two steps ahead and get penalized for being intelligent or for being informed. Knowledge is power. And don't ever, ever let anybody tell you how to raise your innocence, how to parent your foundation, how to, I guess, groom morals and values and the basic needs in life for your child to be productive, successful, healthy, and safe. And most of all, loved. So, I'm just like a bunch of mixed emotions because it's the insanity is real, parents. You know, Michelle came on here to speak her truth and was illegally robbed of her innocence based on her voice spreading actual facts, getting parent warriors united coast to coast, state to state, continent to continent, country to country. Like we as parent warriors, we bond through our innocence. And like I've always said, I was a little ignorant when I first started this corruptive journey, where I assumed that our melanin fused, minority population was targeted. It is not just the black, brown, and beige people. It is everyone, anyone that has a label, a stigma, a history, an ailment, or a hand up. If they ask for help, we as parent warriors are punished, penalized, and persecuted for asking for help. We have to help each other, parent warriors. We have to realize that in our home, our foundation in our castle must definitely be clear of chaos. You cannot go out into your kingdom and face the world with all the bias, the discrimination, the malice, the failure to honor duties of job scopes and titles, policies and procedures, laws and rights. These people destroy our way of life as the offending parent. And they allow a lot of unnecessary interference to corrupt the innocence perception of the person that raised them. Us, the parents, the moms or the dads. These people ruin marriages. These people ruin families. These people ruin our children. They destroy the innocence with lies, stereotypes, stigmatisms, and just slander because they have to provide a certain amount of money to keep receiving certain amounts of money. So they'd rather have a child placed with a non kinship relative or a non family friend than to explore resources that can be cleared, that can provide supports for parenting plans, for safety concerns, for reunification, and most of all, different alternatives that don't require a removal. These people violate our due process tremendously, consistently, and constantly. The fight for our innocence is exhausting. And my parent warrior, Michelle, wrote a song that I feel like she should be nominated for that song because it came from the heart. It was so real and true. And everything in it was passionate, from you felt it from deep within. It brought me to tears. And my parent warrior sent me positive words of affirmation with that song. So I try to use that as motivation when I'm just tired, when the medical ailments supersede my want or my motivation to keep fighting, even in the pain, the insanity, the hurt, the frustration, the manipulation, and the overall betrayal. When these types of situations happen when it comes to your children, parents, know your rights. Don't back down. Use your voice. We have to be one voice. United we stand. Because if we have enough parent warriors, change is inevitable. And there's a lot of, I want to say, different situations, different circumstances, different reasons and seasons, and different outcomes. And every cause has an effect. Every action has a reaction. And every choice has a consequence. But it seems like, as the offending parents, there is no pro and con. We're guilty from the very beginning. And these people just take their time investigating. You know, the amount of investigations that these social workers stretch out, prolong, dismiss, and overall have a case of the screw its. They go home to whatever family they have chosen. Because again, family is not always DNA or blood. It is those that stand by you in your lowest and darkest times. Those family, friends, or those adopted people are the ones that pull you back off the ledge sometimes. Sometimes it takes one voice, one ear, and one shoulder, because mental illness is real. And labels seem to stigmatize how far these people will accommodate us as the offending parents with the resources that have been ordered, the things that we request in the best interest of our children, with our rights intact, and also just overall constitutional law. These people have to take accountability, responsibility, and ownership. It does not mean anything if there is no change after the action. This has been commandeering our parent warriors' life, their way of life, their level of parenting, their logic and comprehension, their emotional and mental state. It is exhausting to get up daily and fight for everything as soon as you open your eyes. In my case, I fight to breathe a lot. I fight to move. Some days I move great, And I'm grateful for that. But then other days, the mobility is not something I want to be seen with. So I stay within my castle. But again, that's another entity that has not done their job, because I don't know if too many people are familiar with compartment syndrome, where you are compensating for something in order for something else to possibly work, but just not at its fullest potential. So if your body is not right, it will not allow your mind to be right. That in turn allows impulse issues to arise, aggression to be displayed, or sometimes we have a hard time restraining our emotions or facial expressions that may intimidate these social workers, case planners, or human trafficking agents. They don't they don't truly care about any of these children, these innocent lives, these perfect and precious lives. They are fighting a situation similar to Sodom and Gomorrah. It is pervertedly disgusting the way they treat us as parents. Until we get a little aggressive, combative, or entitled to the things that were written by the judge or the state or the Constitution, my spirit will not allow me to give up, but my body is exhausted. And I say that with all the honesty in the world. And if there are consequences behind that, I'm human. You cannot expect us as offending parents to trust in a state that allows representatives that control our way of life when it comes to our innocence. I have to smile to kind of like keep from getting the emotional way I've been feeling. And this is why I had to take a little sabbatical for 2 weeks, because I really felt at fault for what happened to, our parent warrior. And she has expressed more than once, and I love her for that. Thanks, Michelle. That I'm not to blame, that this corrupt ass agency and its entities within are the perpetrators. They are the villains and this fake fairy tale that has turned into a nightmare. And all I want to do is just wake up, because I feel like I'm going through a fog because my children gave me structure. When we as addicts start to make reservations, it is because we have a lack of structure. So, as parents with vices or history of certain vices or labels, in order for us to be comfortable enough to walk this journey of corruption, we need structure. we need repetitiveness and we need balance. When these people remove our innocence, they destroy our equilibrium. That it's hard for us to feel anything except disgust, disappointment, and disaster. Our children are everything in this world. And these people expect us to continue life when you have ripped our foundation that keeps us motivated to be healthy, safe, productive, and able to love our children the way they are supposed to be loved. You know, for a long time, I used to think I had to love my children because I was their mom. And I know it's a lot of us parents that feel that way. But now I know I love my children because they come from me. All my goods, all my bads. I'm a mom. I'm a mom. And it's hard to be a mom, to be sober, to be mentally in the right state of mind when this is happening all over the world. My parent, Warrior Michelle, got her children removed because she spoke up. That breaks my heart to know that we love our kids is a crime. These people break everything we work for and still expect us to go on with daily life like it's easy. And it's just a lot. For me personally, it's a lot. But every day I try to get up and be productive. So I'm not wasting away in my insanity, in my delusions, allegedly. I help my community. I love all my kids. And I'm sorry for the emotion, but it's overwhelming. So I'm going to say to you, parents, because I'm going to have to sign off early because I don't want to make myself overwhelmed to the point where I get penalized by overworking myself. So just remember, parents, we get exhausted. We are dragged and broken and beat up by CPS, by certain family members, by friends. The people closest to us are the ones that destroy our fight because there's snakes in your garden from within. So parents, never give up your fight.
We are allowed to be overwhelmed and emotional. We're human, but we love our kids. I'm your host, Miss K, for Manic Mondays with Miss K on Attorney Vincent Davis's platform. Parents, never give up the fight. Innocence is worth it. Y'all have a good night. Peace and blessings. Grace.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left. Put your faith